Welcome everyone to this review of WWE Raw episode on April 29th. This marks the second night of the draft. Without further ado, here's what happened. The new world champion, Becky Lynch, makes her entrance. She says that the championship is meant to be kept but also to be defended. Therefore, she needs to find a new contender and wants to face the best. She is interrupted by Liv Morgan, who reminds her that she wouldn't have become champion without what she did to Rhea Ripley. Lynch responds that she would be champion if she hadn't eliminated Liv last week. Nia Jax then interrupts and expresses her desire for one last match against one of them tonight. For her final appearance on WWE Raw, she enters the ring, but Liv Morgan dropkicks her and accepts the match. Stephanie McMahon is present for the first round of the evening's draft. Imperium and Damage Control are announced to Raw, and Jade Cargill and Kevin Owens to SmackDown. Notably, Imperium is drafted without Giovanni Vinci. For the first match of the evening, Gunther defeated Xavier Woods by submission with an STF. At the end of the fight, Gunther applies a single Boston Crab on Woods. Kingston considers throwing in the towel to make Woods surrender, but Woods shouts at him to stop. Woods tries to grab a rope, but Gunther pulls him back to the center of the ring and applies an STF to make Woods surrender. A very good match and a victory for Gunther, who is back on track after losing his championship title. During an interview, Jey Uso states that Damian Priest will face a yeet-down at Backlash. He also brings up Logan Paul, who mocked him earlier in the evening, adding that he's glad WWE signed a Paul, but he regrets that it's not the one with a good winning record. Patrick Mahomes from the Kansas City Chiefs is seated in the front row while Logan Paul and IShowSpeed announce the selections for the second round of the draft. CM Punk and Braun Strowman are chosen to join Raw, while The Pride and Tiffany Stratton are picked for SmackDown. Logan Paul joins the ring for a promo and wants to respond to Jey Uso by saying he will get beaten at Backlash. Jey interrupts the promo and confronts Logan Paul when Finn Balor and JD McDonough join Logan Paul in the ring. Jey attacks McDonough and Balor, but he can't do much against the two of them. Logan Paul retrieves Patrick Mahomes' Super Bowl rings from ringside. Logan prepares to hit Jey with the rings, but accidentally strikes McDonough when Jey dodges the blow. Jey Uso is amused, but the heels regain control over him. Then Braun Strowman enters, who was expected at some point in the evening after his announcement of being drafted to Raw. He delivers a choke slam to Balor while Logan escapes the ring. Strowman wants to chase Logan, but Logan flees into the crowd. Then Braun Strowman meets the gaze of Patrick Mahomes, who seems to be looking for trouble. Jey Uso steps in to calm the situation and ends the segment. Braun Strowman finally returns after several months away. We can expect some exciting heavyweight rivalries on Raw. Backstage, while talking with R-Truth and The Miz, it is revealed that Chad Gable has negotiated a match for the tag team titles for his faction. However, when the champions leave, Gable turns around and is hit with a hell of a kick by Sami Zayn. We move on to the match for the Intercontinental title between Sami Zayn and Bronson Reed. Reed dominates the match but is caught off guard by Sami Zayn's hell of a kick. As Zayn goes for the cover, Chad Gable arrives and delivers a German suplex to him, giving Zayn the victory by disqualification. After the match, Bronson Reed hits his tsunami on Sami Zayn, while Chad Gable grabs the Intercontinental title and raises it. However, Bronson Reed is not pleased and hits a Death Valley driver on Gable. This situation seems to be setting the stage for a potential triple threat match. For the third round of the draft, the LWO and Drew McIntyre are announced for Raw, while Legado del Fantasma and Shinsuke Nakamura are announced for SmackDown. Drew McIntyre is in the ring and is upset about being chosen in the third round, especially since he was chosen after CM Punk, who is at home. CM Punk's music starts playing, and CM Punk is in a locker room. CM Punk says he is not at home, he is simply here. McIntyre is angry and leaves to go find him. Candice LeRae defeated Maxxine Dupri by pinfall with her wicked stepsister. Maxxine managed to string together some moves and even applied an ankle lock, but Indy Hartwell caused a distraction that allowed Candice LeRae to reverse the situation and win the match. Maxxine's efforts are beginning to pay off, even though she still has a long way to go. Drew McIntyre arrives at the locker room where CM Punk was earlier in the evening, but of course he is no longer there. Punk's theme song plays in the arena as the Chicago wrestler makes his entrance. Punk takes the microphone and says he doesn't want to waste the fans' time, so he will do his promo in less time than McIntyre's reign at WrestleMania XL lasted. 5 minutes. He is better than McIntyre, and that's why he was drafted, because he is the best in the world in the ring, on the mic, and even as a commentator. Losers wish for things to happen, and winners make them happen. When he is at 100%, he promises to turn McIntyre's life into a living hell. For round 4 of the draft, Judgment Day and Ilya Dragunov are announced for Raw, while Naomi and the duo of Chelsea Green and Piper Niven are announced for SmackDown. It's great news to see Dragunov on Raw. Liv Morgan defeated Nia Jax by pinfall with a codebreaker and an oblivion. Toward the end of the match, Naomi came out to attack Tiffany Stratton, who was watching the match. They were at ringside, and Nia Jax decided to take care of Naomi, which led to her defeat. This is a very good victory for Liv Morgan. For round 5 of the draft, The New Day and Lyra Valkyria are announced for Raw. Pretty Deadly and the duo of Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell are announced for SmackDown. Raw makes another selection from NXT. In a fairly quick match, Awesome Truth defeated Otis and Akira Tozawa by pinfall, with their finisher to retain their titles. A promising start to the reign for the champions after their win against DIY. Backstage, we see the Judgment Day. Dominic Mysterio expresses disbelief that they were only picked in the 4th round of the draft. Damian Priest responds that they keep failing every week because they don't consult him. He doesn't need their help for his match against Jey Uso at Backlash. Tonight, they need to follow the plan. Notably, JD McDonough's face is quite bruised after being hit by Logan Paul. For the 6th round of the draft, The Final Testament and Bronson Reed are announced for Raw, while DIY and Blair Davenport are announced for SmackDown. After the show, the Creed brothers, Ivy Nile, New Catch Republic, Dijak, Katana Chance and Caden Carter, Natalia and Odyssey Jones are announced for Raw, while Giovanni Vinci, Tegan Knox and Apollo Crews are announced for SmackDown. What do you think of the 2024 draft? In the main event, Jey Uso, Andrade, and Ricochet defeated the Judgment Day. Jey Uso stood out at the end of the match by handling Damian Priest and JD McDonough before delivering a sequence of a spear and splash on Finn Balor for the victory. The show ends with a face-off between Damian Priest and his challenger on Saturday at Backlash, Jey Uso. That's the end of this review. Did you enjoy this episode of WWE Raw? Until the next video, take care, see you soon.